into the teachings. And today I focus on the chapter 2 because for us it is a series, is it not? And today is the gist. And so to recognize the Vedantic approach, the classical approach, the approach of the Upanishads, which is what is reflected in the Bhagavad Gita, the revelations, the approach is twofold. Twofold is the approach towards spirituality, towards recognizing one's own spiritual journey. Twofold approach. There are just two things we need to know, okay? Let's not complicate matters and add this way, that way and get all confused. Two things we need to know. One is called Brahma Vidya. The other is called Yoga Shastra. Brahma Vidya and Yoga Shastra are the two things that we need to recognize. Two topics. Brahma Vidya is that topic in which the essential nature of the soul, the individual, is unfolded and revealed to be one with, not away from, the nature of the infinite. Brahma Vidya is that knowledge which Bhagavad Gita reveals, unfolds, where the true essence of the jiva is elaborated, is described, is revealed. It's a greatest secret of the universe. The Gita calls Brahma Vidya as Raja Vidya. Raja Vidya Raja Guhyam Pavitram Iha Muchyate. This Vidya, this knowledge is the knowledge of all knowledge. It's a kingly knowledge. It's a king of all knowledge. Raja Guhyam is a king of all secrets. Understand, it is a last word in recognizing, understanding the equation of life. It is the last word in understanding the equation of life, and that teaching is Brahma Vidya. In order to really gain this knowledge, every knowledge to be gained calls for some prerequisites. Am I right? Prerequisites. You want to do your doctorate, they will ask you for your certificates, right? Have you brought this, that, the other certificates? Why? These are prerequisites. To enter into any form of knowledge, prerequisites. And so we have the second topic, because knowledge is something that needs to land in a mind, in your mind, in your intellect, in your mind, in the person. That mind needs to be prepared. We need a prepared mind that can understand, that can own up. And therefore there is a process of preparation called prerequisites to knowledge. Prerequisites. What is the prerequisites I need to have for Brahma Vidya? And the Bhagavad Gita gives you not only the knowledge, it also gives you the prerequisites. Please understand. Okay? And this prerequisites is defined in terms of two things. emotional maturity, and cognitive subtlety. A certain intelligence to grasp the subtleties that knowledge will bring into your life, and an emotional maturity or centeredness to be able to relate what he's saying with reference to your own life. And so we have two topics here, Brahma Vidya and Yoga Shastra, the knowledge and the call, the primary cause, and the prerequisites is called the secondary cause. The primary and the secondary cause for what? For self-awakening. We always want shortcuts in all of this. But here, primary and secondary is not in terms of superiority and inferiority. It is to show us that there is something called primary, without which the secondary cannot fulfill itself for the goal you want. And so is primary cannot fulfill itself without the secondary. Secondary cannot fulfill itself without the primary. Adi Shankaracharya, in his beautiful text called Atma Bodha or self-knowledge, in the second verse itself he tells, Bodhonya sadhanebhyaha hi sakshan mokshaika sadhanam. For moksha, for self-awakening, bodhaha eka sadhanam. Like pakasya vannivat jnanam vina moksho na siddhyati. He says self-awakening is not possible without self-knowledge. Like for you to have food on your plate without fire, it is not possible to have food. You need fire to cook your food. But for you to cook food, you need fire, but you also need a vessel, no? How are you going to cook without the vessel? How are you going to cook a delicious meal without the ingredients? And so there is something called a secondary cause, and there is a primary cause. Well, it is just for us to recognize there are two components. Both are equally important to deliver the food on your table. And therefore, Brahma Vidya, Yoga Shastra, both are essential components for one's own learning and awakening.